Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Dariana, aka Not Her Time, aka your trading bestie. And today's video, as y'all can tell by the title, we're going to be talking about the process and why we should be more focused on the process and not the big picture. Now, don't get me wrong, the big picture is great when we need a reminder of why we do what we do, or if we need some motivation during a hard moment in the journey. But sometimes when we focus too much on the big picture, it can be a little bit distracting from the things that we should really be focused on. In reality, our big picture really has nothing to do with our present moment right now, beside the fact of that's what we're trying to achieve at the end of the day. Focusing on the big picture, which is like the outcomes of our goals. If I say big picture, just know I mean the outcomes that we're trying to achieve. When we're focusing more on those outcomes are kind of like, they become distractions. Let me give you an example of how focusing on the outcome can be kind of distracting when we're on our journey. So for example, this is a personal experience too. When I first started my combine, I decided to risk below 1% because, obviously trailing drawdown, it's a different parameters. So I got to adjust according to the rules. But at the beginning, I kind of did not want to do that because I felt like, oh, it's going to take so long. Those feelings that sometimes we have in our brain, like, oh, I don't want to be trading on this challenge for so long, da 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 da. But me thinking that way was low-key me focused on the outcome of just wanting to pass my combine and wanting to pass it as quickly as possible. I'm not gonna lie, y'all, I'm so glad that I didn't kind of fall for that feeling that I had, because I promise y'all, if I had upped my risk, if I was risking 1% or above right now, I probably would have failed my combine, because I think it was like a few weeks ago or like sometime last month, I went on like a 4-day losing streak. So imagine if I was risking like above 1% on a 4-day losing streak. The combine would have been gone. Focusing on trying to achieve that outcome as fast as possible was distracting me from the real goal that I should have been focusing on, which I am focusing on currently, which is just small, consistent growth. Every single day, can I trade? Am I managing my risk every day? Am I gaining profit consistently? Am I growing bit by bit? Because y'all know I'm like kind of in that break-even phase. There's still so much experience that I want to get in the market that I feel like I don't have. So instead of me trying to focus on passing my combine like as quick as possible, I really need to zone in and focus on the process. One way you could switch your mindset from outcome to the process is to focus on process goals. Usually we make outcome goals like, oh, I want to pass my account. I want to get a payout. I want to make 3 bands. I want to make 5 bands. Outcome things. Sometimes we forget to zone back in, get that tunnel vision back to what's right directly in front of us, and make process goals that we can keep track of and that we have 100% control over. Because the outcome goals, we don't really have direct control over those all the time. For example, we may have the goal of having a winning trade for the day, but we don't really directly control if that trade wins. We only control when we get in the trade, when we get out the trade, and how much money we want to risk on that trade. That's the only thing in our control. Process goals helps you zone back in on what exactly needs to be done in order for you to achieve your outcome. For example, I'm zoning in. Let's zone in right now. Let's zone in on like a general idea. I need to be profitable so that I can get a payout, versus I need to practice discipline every time I show up to the market so I won't interfere with my P&L at the end of each month. So your process goal in that scenario will be, I need to have a positive tilt every single time I trade. Measuring your tilt, measuring like, did I follow my plan each day? That is something that you could track every single day. That's something you could do every single day that you can compound, that will eventually lead up to your big overall picture. And it's just a matter of cause and effect. If I follow my rules, I'm going to make more profit. If I control my emotions in the market, then I will have a better P&L. And that's all the process is. That's all the process is. And that's all your process goals are. It's just forget the outcome and focus on what you need to do every single day to achieve the outcome. And be disciplined enough to do it every single day. Even nowadays, like when I come to the market, my main focus is no longer, oh, I hope I get a winning trade, or I want to get a winning trade today, even though that's always nice. In reality, I realize my main focus needs to be every time I show up to the market, or this is what, for me personally, when I come to the market, I need to be focused only on the market. I don't need to be looking at nothing else. I don't need to be distracting myself with other things. Focus only on the market. Controlling my emotions when I'm in trades. Executing my trades according to my trading plan. It doesn't matter if I won or lost. Me winning or losing my trade is completely irrelevant to my process goals. Did I follow my plan? Yes or no? Did I make emotional decisions, or were my decisions backed by influences and logic? That's what I need to be tracking every single day. And that's why, y'all, I highly recommend y'all journal your trades and do those reviews, however you like to do it. Ever since I started switching my mindset from the big picture to the process, it really makes the journey more enjoyable, and it really makes you appreciate the process of trading way more than just focusing on the outcome. Okay, the action of trading is an enjoyable thing, more or less, depending on what's going on. But like, the action of getting better at trading is enjoyable when you focus more on the small, tiny processes or the small, tiny actions that you do every day rather than the overall. And when you focus on process goals, it just gives you, I feel like it just has a overall better positive impact on your journey. I'm really starting to believe that if you focus more on the process of being a good trader or being a disciplined trader rather than the outcomes, it helps you to persevere longer on your trading journey. I feel like that's really one of the major keys to succeeding in this field, which is perseverance. Like, the longer you stick it out, the longer you keep going, the longer you build your experience, I feel like the more likely you are to achieve the goal that you're trying to achieve. It's like, instead of feeling like you're not progressing as a trader because you haven't achieved this overall goal of like getting funded or getting a payout or like compounding my account to like 5 figures or 6 figures, you notice that you're progressing in other ways. Maybe you start to notice that it's been 2 whole months since you revenge traded, or maybe you executed 30 trades without breaking your trading plan at all. That's progress. Okay, that's progress. Y'all are traders, y'all know how hard it be when the emotions kick in and you start over trading, over leveraging, wanting to make your money back from a previous loss, and then ending up giving yourself a bigger loss than what you would have had. So when you progress, you start to realize like, okay, these small actions are actually building up, because 2 months turns into 3 months, then 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, then next thing you know, you've been disciplined for a whole year straight. And then your P&L and your external surroundings starts to reflect that. It's just a matter of completing those small actions and being disciplined in those small actions for as long as you possibly can. We can't let us not reaching these major goals that we set for ourselves make us question ourselves as traders, because all those things, getting funded, getting payouts, getting consistent withdrawals, like compounding a personal account, all of those things, those major things that we want to do, are directly a result of showing up every day and following your process, doing the small actions, focusing on the small things, the small details that we don't put emphasis on half the time. Those are results of being intentional with your actions every day, every week, and every month. I feel like I'm moving a whole lot, but y'all, I just really had to talk about this. This was really on my heart, for real. This was really on my heart. Once you switch your mindset, you begin to gain more validation from your trading, from the things that you directly affect every single day, and not the things that are a result of other things that we don't always control. It doesn't matter if you got funded. It doesn't matter if you lost a trade. It doesn't matter if you won the trade. Did you follow your plan? Did you follow your plan? Did you execute your trade? Did you fully, deeply review your trade? Okay, are you learning from your mistakes? Those are the things that really matter. And also, y'all, just as a little side note before I end this video, we have to remember that our big picture is not a one-time, one and done type thing. If your big picture is to bring in a consistent income from the market or from trading, that has to be maintained forever, or for as long as you decide to be trading. You can't just be like, okay, I had a whole profitable year, I do this, and then you just completely fall off on all the important habits and experiences that you learned from while you were in grind mode. Once you get funded and get a few payouts, it doesn't just end there. You still have to make sure you're following your trading plan. You still have to make sure you're reviewing your trades if you feel like you need to do that. But you still need to make sure that you're maintaining and performing and showing up and doing what you need to do in the market. The process is an ongoing, forever thing. The process really doesn't ever end. We just enter into different phases of the process. Whether you're just starting out, or you've already gotten multiple payouts, or you're already trading fully 5-figure, 6-figure personal funding or personal account funds, wherever you are on your journey, at the end of the day, there's always going to be that small detail, that small daily action that we should focus on every single day to be able to maintain the big picture that we built or are building. And with that being said, since we already know that we're always going to be within this process, we might as well learn to enjoy it for what it is and learn to extract the most value that we can from our experiences on the journey. There's no need to get distracted all the time. There's no need to get distracted by our dreams of buying cars and beautiful houses and quitting our job. Sorry. And all that stuff. All of that stuff comes in due time. But the main focus is always going to be the small details. Putting our best efforts into the smallest details that will eventually make up the big picture that occupies our mind so much. That's really been in my mind recently, just focusing on the process. I'm just gonna end the video here though. Thank y'all for letting me come up here and share my thoughts. If you enjoyed the video, definitely leave a like, leave a comment. If no one has told y'all yet, let me be the one to tell you that someone has faith in you and that someone is me. With love, I will see y'all in the next video.